शिवर्णं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेमदेवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ अग्ने नय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणवेनो भूयिष्ठां तेन मुक्तिं विधेम। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसि जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषव्योतिव्याधि महारथो जायतां दोग्ध्री धेनुः वोढानड्वान् आसुसप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णुरथेष्ठा सभेयो युवास्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामे नः पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न ओषधया पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो नः कल्पेताम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरिः ॐ स्वस्ति। So I'm little late today and apologize to Yajurveda Purusha Sri Ramachandra because of so many things. So today onwards we go with the Taittiriya Samhita on Thursdays and complete the mantras, the formulas connected to the Soma Yaga or Agnishtoma Yaga, which is a very important one and which will be a very important thing in a submarine like going through all the other sacrifices that are being prescribed in the Yajurveda, because yajna is the most important thing that goes through almost all activity. As in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Karmasu Kausalam Yogaha anta heltane. Andrenu karma, he stresses the mandatory thing for all beings, that is, one has to karma. So kurvanneveha karmani jijivet chet satam samaha. You keep on doing your actions and keep yourself active and live for long life. So the karma will enable us to continue our life with smoothness. Therefore, the Yajurveda is a karma kanda, they call it. So Veda has got karma kanda and gnana kanda. So karma, gnana, these are the two important goals of human life. And what is that karma that you do it is also to be chosen. That's what that's why Krishna gives you a number of definitions for yoga, and every time samatvam yoga uchyate. So for example, even in yajna also, when you talk about the samatvam yoga uchyate, So where you have to keep a via media path. So samatvam yoga uchyate. So in yajna, you are inviting all gods, you are inviting all gods, and you are equally giving them their respective like shares, and you are in requesting them to bless you and grant you whatever you want like. So thereby you observe a yajna purusha or yajamana has got ethical generality with him. He cannot have any kind of partiality for himself. So please join the class. Afterwards, I talk about the summary, and I am on talking on Yajurveda now. It is useful for you, I think so. Please join. So this yajna is something edifies which has got a sadhana roop form, and at the same time the ultimate form. So all these things are there in the yajna. It's a linkage. So nobody can remain without any action. That also Krishna tells in Gita, Nakopi tishtati akarma kurtu. ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡದೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋಲ್ಲ. ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿರೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮ. ಉಚ್ಛ್ವಾಸ ನಿಶ್ವಾಸ ರೂಪೇಣ ನವಾಗ ಆ ಉಚ್ಛ್ವಾಸ ನಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಆಗೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ working in ourselves, that working itself is a matter of karma. So therefore here we have been having large number of sacrifices beginning from Darsha Purnamasa and ending with the Pravargya ceremony and culminating in Shukla Ayurveda into the philosophical field or philosophical arena called Ishavasya Upanishad. So when you say Ishavasyam, that the entire universe is being enveloped or encompassed by Ishvara, which means ಈಶ್ವರನಿಗೆ ಭಿನ್ನವಾಗಿರುವ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ನಾವು ಆ ತರಹ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಸರ್ವಂ ಈಶ್ವರಮಯಂ ಜಗತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಯಜುರ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ at the end of the yagnam or any ritual, we say yagna yagnapatim gaccha swaha, yagna yagnam gaccha swaha, yagnapatim gaccha swaha, yajamanam gaccha swaha, maam gaccha swaha, etc. So with all respect, we make the yagna to ultimately get belonged to the yagna, the sacrificer, the sponsorer, the people who gathered, and whom the Yajamana keeps in mind. So you observe all these things is a matter of collectivity and universality, and people must be benefited. Because yajna is only one. Mahimana sachante, and in Purusha Suktam, we are told those people who take to yajna, they become mahimanaha. See, everybody has mahima, but that mahima has got to be influencing enough. That's why mahimanaha sachante. Where do you get all there? And moreover, those people who are Yagnikas, Yagnaparaha, Yagnodharakaha, etc., all of them are regarded with great regard because they develop powers, they give it Mahimanam. And on the other hand, when once their body is given up, they go to Swarga, or a better lokas. And we don't know what is exactly Swarga. We simply that Suvarga is Swarga. Sukham yatra. Varga is a section or a loka or a placement where there is always Sukham, Sushtu, and symmetry is there. Harmony is there. No differentiations like in Bhulokam. And then no Dvandva will be there in Swargaloka, and all people are same. That's why they are called gods. Devuru andre, they are all having the common equal features. Therefore, Santi Devaha Varadaha Abhayadaha. Shankara says that, so to begin with, we have large number of supports in our Sanatana Dharma. So not only that, whatever, even Buddhism or Christianity, everybody says Allah is God and Christ is God. So the God Sabda, the Parameswara Sabda is ultimate, and that is attributed in all religions. No religion says kill people and harm people, destroy the countries, destroy the nation. No, no religion says. So religion is something which will give you a good discipline and regulation, so that your course chosen in life will be really laudable. So that is what is the yajna, and that yajna is being focused in Yajurveda, because yaj is to worship, yaj is to honor. If you recognize the honor in other individual, apart from the honor you enjoy, that is the greatness. That is, whenever you say, I am great, it is I only did, and I. It is an egoistic feeling. And those who have got ego, they cannot be prosperous ultimately. That's exactly what you see in Durga Saptasati. What Ammavaru has done is, Jayakhyam Durgam Arikula Bhayadam Bhaktanamram Bhavanim Namami. So, Durga is Jayadurga. When she is a Jayadurga or Parameswari, what is that? Arikula Bhayadam. She will only cause more and more fear for the inimical people. On the other hand, she is highly favorable for the Bhaktanambram. So, for all those who devoted. So, Tavahi Charana Veva Sharanavanovaga, then it means that whoever takes shelter, whoever regards and understands the honor of Devi, they are all supported by Paramatma. Here also the same thing. That is, and moreover, individual gods are also having fascination that they should be invited, they should be given the offerings, and from them also people have got to seek protection or seek blessings. So this is exactly what you call agna. So, and moreover, each activity has some direction. Without purpose, no yajna, no activity would go on. So Kalidasa says in Balavikagnimitram also, so he says, see, nobody can remain without it, and even a madman has got his own order of doing things. If a sane man says, I want the chair to be like this, the madman will come and say, no, this is not the order, it should be in topsy-turvy manner. So he will immediately make the chair topsy-turvy. But with that he is happy, and with otherwise we are happy. But happiness is the goal to all. So, like that yajna, we can keep on talking. Whatever be the talk, whatever be the science, whatever be the art, whatever be the achievement, all that comes only out of toiling, out of working, out of fatigue and all that. Even when you want to find out certain things, it is not easy for us to find out. It is said that in all research, the Anveshana always involves 80% perspiration and 20% inspiration. Because any person who is very busy in top pursuits, he will not be happy. His mind is completely filled up with the aspect. Hmm? So that's why yajna is a very important thing. So with this kind of introduction for a while, because after a gap of time, we are resuming our study on Yajurveda, and the Yajurveda Purusha has been designed with a particular assignments. For example, the Yajurveda Purusha Prarthana tells you that Akshamala Sutra Druk, that is, he is seen wearing the Akshamala in him. And Akshamala, Aksha as a Ksha is Nasha, Aksha is Nasarahitam. So Akshamala Vibhushitam. And again, Bhushana is only Akshamala for him, not any gold ornaments, nor silver ornaments like Mahalakshmi, Suvarna Rajatas Rajam, Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim, Jatavedo Ihavaha. So we call that Mahalakshmi is Sampad Lakshmi, how she should be like when she visits us. But yajna is a dry, pure, not with any embellishments at all. Therefore, Akshamala Zruku and Kulisahastaha. So he has got Kulisa. Kulisa is the Vajrayudha. You know, among all Ayudhas, the Vajrayudha is top. And also Sudarshan Chakra is top. So Sudarshan Chakra is taken as the king of all Ayudhas. Chakrayudhaya Namaha. Aushadha Chakrayudha Swarupaya Narayanaya Swaha. So ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ Chakratvam or the circular motion is always universal. So here Kulisahastaha and Akshamala Dhruku, and he has got the goat head as his head, because goat is the sadhana. That's why it is called as Aja in Sanskrit. So Aja or Avi, these are the two words which are taken as the victims in a sacrifice, symbolically, mystically, spiritually, or physically. So it all depends upon the time process and the sentiments of the people time to time. And now ultimately there is no Pasubali at all intended, performed, but they will make in course of time a Pishta Pasu. So they prepare a Pasu from Pishta, the floor, and offer to Paramatma. So many things are there. So if you study the science, Yajna itself, then it's a big science of sacrifice. This is a big science. They call it a science of sacrifice. So there are people, religion of the Veda. So religion of the Veda is sacrifice. But the Veda that you choose, it depends. Because all the four Vedas go for the religion. Without being practical, nothing you can accomplish. Without having, for any scientist, laboratory is important. Supposing scientists retire when they don't have laboratory, they cannot have any progress at all. No amount of theory is convincing rather than the practical success. So that's why I met one professor of physics of Bangalore University who guided large number of students in physics and taught large number of classes in different subjects. One day when I visited his house, he said, Prabhakar, please come and see my library. Then to my surprise, I found all Vedic texts being arranged in an order in the shelf. Then he told me, I have removed all my physics books and other books. I have filled with our Vedic text because I ultimately want to resort over that and study these things. I have now sufficiently done my work. So when that kind of change in the attitude and love comes up, it's really remarkable. And so I remember him very much because we meet so many professors, but this kind of professor was unique. And always, whenever we happen to meet, we used to have some kind of literary, spiritual, and Vedantic discussions with him. But he was a very conversant man. So why I'm telling is that ultimately, what is that will become a resort to us is the yajna. Whether you are so as long as we hold our body and our body holds us, we have to keep spiritualized to some extent, apart from the mundane activities and all that. That's why in Lalita Sahasranamam, we have got a beautiful saying, Lokayatra Vidhayini is one, and Samsara Panka Nirmagna Samudharana is another. You contrast these two names to Lalita Parameswari. Lokayatra is samsara, and how you make the samsara depends upon your own makeup, your own intellect, and your own sentiment, and your own personality. So you observe that all these things are very much important. And now coming to, we have spoken about Yajurveda Purusha. But when you talk about Atharva Purusha, so he is having the monkey head. You see, so monkey head is the one, but means what? Our body can never be stable at all. It is exposed to disease. It is exposed to disease. Two things. In English, we have got the two words. Only just a letter will make the lot of hell of change. DISEA, yes, if you put, it is a disease. Vyadhi, Roga, Rujana, and all that. But if you put Sikar, C, the third letter, ABC, it means death. So diseased and diseased. Beautiful, say, language also will be a wonderful tutor to us. And how you take it out. So, Bhasha, and Bhasha, Vesha, and Bhusha. These are the three important things which you will see varying wherever you go and you meet people. So Vesha, Bhusha, Bhasha, you are able to understand. If you go to Japan, the dress is different. If you go to South India, the dress is different. If you go to North India, so like that, the mode of dress or attire will be variant, and that is exactly what Vesha, Bhusha, and again the Bhasha, the language. At every stone throw, there will be dialectical variations. So if there are 500 languages, there are some languages have got script, some languages have literature, and some languages are only spoken. And in fact, we should Grison, a great scholar, Western scholar, he has made a survey of the linguistic survey of India, and he had wonderful power that if he stayed in one place for 15 days, he was able to be familiar with the local language and able to speak with them and get all that kind of necessary information. So the linguistic survey of India by Grison, even today, a standard work, all linguists must be able to go through that. So like that, we observe there are great scholars who try to dive deep into the various branches of knowledge and try to explore and establish and guide and show Varga to all those things. So coming to the present class, we notice that we are in the Taittiriya Samhita. The Yajurveda is known for 108 recensions, and 92 recensions are belonging to Krishna Yajurveda. That is older Veda, we call it. The English people call it older Veda. And 16 recensions are available for the Shukla Yajurveda, a later Veda. However, Yajurveda is having the same subject matter with the difference of arrangement, with the difference of order, and with the difference of the formulas, and also with the difference of but the order of the sacrifices remain the same. And it is very interesting. What are the Krishna Yajurveda texts available? Taittiriya Samhita is completely available to us. The recension. And again, Maitrayani Samhita, another one. That also is available, almost full. And Katha Samhita and Kapistala Katha Samhita, these are all the two which are broken, and we have to. Otherwise, so we can recline or we can depend upon the Maitrayani and Taittiriya for the Krishna Yajurveda. In fact, I am so happy to announce that our senior scholar in our Veda Adhyayana Kendra, Dr. Nath, he has made a beautiful comparison between Shukla Yajurveda, Vajrayana Samhita and Maitrayani Samhita. And well, that I probably you will be able to see the full text, however, per many pages, in the forthcoming Veda Ganga volume 31. I hope so. So we observe that the Krishna Yajurveda has its own mode, has its own tradition, and Shukla Yajurveda is that. So we'll just come to note down that also, because I happen to make a comparison, or a concordance between Krishna and Shukla Yajurveda Samhitas for my PhD purpose. And anyway, here we are in the Krishna, in the Taittiriya Samhita, we get lot of information. It's ancient one. And the Yajurveda means you think of the Taittiriya. And Yajurveda means you think of Shukla Yajurveda. In North India, there are more Shukla Yajurvedans. In South India, we have got Taittiriya Samhita people. And therefore, whatever it is, Yajurveda is very much in practice. In fact, when I visited one of the conferences at Delhi, the parent brought an 11-year-old boy to me and saying that, sir, this boy has by-hearted the entire Shukla Vajrayana Samhita. You please listen to him. I was stunned, an 11-year-old boy having that kind of blessing of committing to memory the entire Shukla Yajurveda Vajrayana Samhita, which contains 1970 mantras. And that all that in memory. Don't know. This is all Purva Janma Samskara and Deva Daivanugraha and Pitru Krupa. So anyway, there are so many people who are, but Viralaha Santi. Not many people you see being attracted to the Vedic studies, and there should be some kind of Purva Gatavasana Balam. And ಪೂರ್ವಜನ್ಮ ವಾಸನಾ ಬಲ ಇದ್ರೇ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ವೇದಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆದರೂ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ಮಂತ್ರಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಡೈನಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬಾಯಿ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ವಿ ನೆವರ್ ಕೇರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಡನ್. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ 10-15 minutes if you sit in the hall, but you will be talking to your neighbor who or somebody whom you met after long years of time, or etc. So thereby the interest and inclination and the pursuit of the Vedic things is very rare. But still, Veda is always Veda. Vedaha Sivaha, Shivo Vedaha, Vedadhyayi Sada Sivaha, Tasmat Sarva Prayatnena Vedameva Abhyaset. That is the dictum that has been postulated by our Rishis, saying that Veda is Shiva. This means that Veda is peace. When you are a Vedic student or Vedic, you get plenty of peace. I many times experienced that when your mind is full of scorpions, as Shakespeare says in Macbeth. Macbeth, he says, my head is full of scorpions ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಆ ತರಹ ಇರೋ ಹೆಡ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆದರೂ ಪೀಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ recite Taittiriya Samhita, Taittiriya Upanishad, or any Upanishad for the matter, and you get lot of relief in your own self, and you find enthused and rejuvenated. So Veda is a rejuvenating principle and help to all people. So not much talk about the Veda, Yajna, Yajna Purusha, Yajamana, and Swarga, and also the Yajna Purusha, Yajurveda Purusha. Well, all these things put together will be a very great information to us provided by the rishis, because rishis are not, there is no single rishi in our Sanatana Dharma. Hundreds and thousands of rishis from time to time have contributed for the enhancement of the knowledge of the Sanatana Dharma, both in theory and practice. We have got, how you can ask, you have got Srauta Sutras, Grihya Sutras, Dharma Sutras, Sulba Sutras, and etc. See, when you come to note down Dharma Sutras, you got Gautama Dharma Sutras, we got Manu Dharma Sutras are there, Parasara Sutras. So you observe the rishis are blessed people in spite of their own pressures of the family, children, maintenance of life, etc. We don't know anything about them. Then once you open the book on Parasara Smriti, we have got so much about Parasara Maharshi, but we don't get life sketch. But when you talk about Smriti, you are very much benefited. Why Parasara Smriti is meant for Kali Yugam. In Kali Yuga, we have to follow the Parasara Smriti. But Manusmriti for other yugas, but still it is almost a common thing which is being actually in Austin. There is in the university there is a professor Oliver, or so. He has a project of bringing out a critical edition with translation of Manusmriti. I happened to meet him and spend some time, and such a voluminous volumes they have made on Manusmriti from that university. He has got a number of assistants in his project to help him in the Manusmriti project. So like that, there are people who are working and bringing more and more light and luster to the knowledge with their own efforts and dedication. Anyway, so now we come back. In the Agnishtoma sacrifice, we have noted down the mantras where the offering, the Homa offerings are being done. And before Soma offering or Soma libations are offered to respective deities, and there is a lot of preparation to that. That is trying to fix a sacrificial ground, purify the ground, then you have to build the altar, the fire altar, then you have got to make worship to the tree where from a branch is cut to make, and puja is being done before it is instant, that is being planted in the ground. That's what we call Yupasthapanam. See, what present day you call Victory stab, that is called, so that is first of all Yupastapanam. So all that process we have gone through in our study, and ultimately we have also seen the process how the Soma leaves are being brought or purchased. Carts loads of Soma leaves are purchased, and all that is separated, pounded, and juice. There is a formula to prepare Soma Rasam. Not only the juice of the soma leaves being, and into that other ingredients are offered, so that soma rasa is taken as the highly exhilarating drink, and that will give lot of strength and inspiration and power. So it is said that in our Rigveda, it is said Indra has drank lakes of soma before you went for the fight with the Vritrasura, because Vritrasura is enveloping uh, demon, very hard. So Vajra and Soma and also Amavaru, all of them sat in the head and in the shoulders of Indra, saw that the Vritravadha, Vritraturya is fight with Vritrasura, and Vritraturyadalli ವೃತ್ರಾಸುರನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಇಂದ್ರ. So Indro Marutvan Maghavan. Whenever you talk about Indra, you talk about the Vritraturya. you talk about the Vrutra Samhara. Something like in the modern days, whenever you talk of Ramachandra, you talk Ravana Hanta. So Ravana being killed by Rama is the highest achievement attributed to Rama. In place of that also, Hanuman also is very much appreciated these days because he is said to be Akshahantaram. He is the one who killed Ravana's son. So Ravana's son Akshakumara, he was not an ordinary fellow, but even he is very more powerful than the Indrajit. So Akshakumara was done with the Hanuman, Indrajit was Lakshmana, and Ravana by that. So if you talk about Rama, the order of the choice of the Rakshasas and the heroes who fought and put them down. So like that, you have got such a powerful Soma drink is being prepared, and they are all put into wooden cups, and all those wooden cups are filled with Soma, and they are all marked. For example, in Chamaka Prashna, Etigrahyas Agneya. So you got so many cups, wooden cups filled with Somarasa, being marked for Agni, Soma, Marutu, and so on. So many gods. And though you offer little for the gods, but it becomes multiplied and the quantity increases. For example, you just offer for Naivedyam a small portion to Paramatma after puja, and by which the entirety of the menu that you have prepared in the kitchen, all that will become sanctified. That's exactly what Krishna says, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. Ee phalam anuvaga, ye pachanti, say whatever pachana you do, that has to be offered to the Krishna. Otherwise, ye pachantyatmakaranat agham te bhunjanti papmanaha antare. ಯಜ್ಞ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪೂಜಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಘಂಟಾನಾದ ಇಲ್ಲ, ದೀಪಾರಾಧನಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ದೇವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದೇವ್ರ ಮನೆಯೇ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಟು ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ನೈವೇದ್ಯ ಆರ್ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ so is being done here. We have come across large number of cups of libations for deities like Vaiswadeva Graha, and we have got Patni Vratagraha, and also Haryojana Graha, and so these are all the Agneya, Atigraha, etc. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ದೇವತೆಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕರೆದು ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ they will become more and more happy when Soma and clarified butter, the ghee what you call, is being offered. So because ghee is tough, without ghee you cannot do any kind of yagna, because ghrutam vai aharam devanam. So the ghee or the clarified butter is the staple food for all gods. Therefore, any other ahuti is there or not, but you see definitely tuppa. Therefore, ತುಪ್ಪ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು, ತುಪ್ಪ ಒಂದು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು, that will make Agni happy. He will burn and he will be live, and he will receive all other oblations or offerings done into that, and he will be a very active agent. Duta, Agnim Dutam Brunimahe Hotaram Anta Agnim Dutam Brunimahe. Anoga, the very first mantra of the Rigveda will be Agnimile Purohitam. So Agni is taken as a Purohita and is a Ratnadhatama, and he is the bestower of the desires, and so on and so forth. So Agni itself is a very big subject in our Vedic mythology study. So Agni is a Duta. That Agni is Duta, Hanuman is Duta, and Sugriva is a Duta, and so on and so forth. in Durga Saptasati to bring that Sumbari to inform Sumbari Sumbas or contact on behalf of Sumbari Sumbas Durga Parameswari, the most exquisitely beautiful woman appearing, and Sumbari Sumbas wanted to marry her, one of them or so. They gave choice to marry one, choose one of them and become wife. So, I mean, like you see how our Puranas depict stories which will be a matter of inspiration to us and a lesson of wisdom. And if any differences are there, it is going to be a great problem to us. So anyway, so we have covered all this Patni Vata. Next class, I will start the mantras connected to Hariyojana Graha, Soma Rishi, that is first Kanda, fourth Prapataka, and 28th Upadarga. So 1, 4, 28 ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು and ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋಣ. And today I was little late, but anyway, because we are joining the class afresh with a gap of time and also late, so I just give you what is a kind of a briefing so that we are entering into the Yajurveda hall where there is a lot of structural wonders and beauties and all that, and all gods are there in the Yajurveda hall because they cannot get food, they cannot get prosperity unless somebody does puja, unless somebody. That's why yeah, Krishna in 18th chapter will say, Aya, I have been talking about yoga and the facets of yoga and all that, but ultimately, whatever puja krama, whatever karma you are doing, sandhya vandanam, devatarchana, minimum, these things you should never break. You may be yogi, but still you should be able to follow these things. So this karma tyaga is never allowed by anybody in the world. So even sometimes for sannyasis also there is sandhya vandanam. Then what to speak of the other people at all? Brahmacharya, Gruhastha, and Vanaprastha, Sandhya Vandana, all these things. Because Sandhya Devi is common to all people, always coming into the arena. So, with all respects, we'll stop. Om Swasti Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahi तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु सर्वं श्रीमातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु श्रीवेदपुरुषाशीर्वादोऽस्तु ॐ तत्सतु